I'm here! That is so cool. Life is good. It's not just about killing.
Tortillas, coffee.
Look what I just found. It's about this.
The game begins now.
Plus I want hair like that guy. It's the coolest dude I know.
Well, Nick, how you doing back there?
Please don't tell my wife this, but I am in love with another woman. Her name is Sonora, Mexico. And while Sonora is absolutely beautiful, she also has a dark side that is filled with crime and corruption. And just like a lot of my past relationships, for some reason, I tend to overlook that dark side and focus on the beautiful and keep coming back for more. I've been here 4 times over the last 6 years. The last time was a dream come true when I took a desert sheep. And the 2 times before that were with my buddy Matt Woodward. I was with him on my first time in Sonora when I chased after javelina. And the second time we started off looking for Coues deer, but ended up shooting a desert mule deer of a lifetime.
Unbelievable, thank you, brother.
Now I find myself once again arriving in Tucson, Arizona to meet up with my old buddy Matt. Senora has called me back once more, this time to chase after Gould's turkey. So far in my hunting career, I've achieved the Turkey Grand Slam, but to achieve the World Turkey Slam, I'm gonna need to harvest both a Gould's and an ocellated turkey, and both of those call Mexico home. Tomorrow morning, we'll cross the border into Sonora, but in the meantime, I have a little pit stop to make at a place called the International Wildlife Museum, and my visit here has been a long time coming. The International Wildlife Museum was founded in 1988, and its construction began in the mid-80s. It was the brainchild of the same man that founded Safari Club International. His name was C.J. McElroy. This one-of-a-kind educational museum houses over 400 species of animals, and its primary focus is hands-on learning for kids. The museum is funded by the SCI Foundation, and the building also houses the world headquarters of Safari Club International. The museum is technically closed today, but I made a few phone calls and museum manager Amy Senora agreed to come in on her day off and give me a private tour.
Hi, how are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Are you Nick?
Yeah, this is Matt.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Hey,
Pleasure.
nice to meet you.
Yes, thanks for coming.
I've been wanting to come here for a long time.
From the second that you walk into the International Wildlife Museum, you can tell that it's different. There's a focus on being able to touch and feel the different types of animals. And it does this by showcasing over 1,000 pieces of taxidermy that have been donated by government agencies, wildlife rehabilitation centers, zoos, and hunters from all over the globe. Some of the pieces are over 100 years old, but all of them are world-class mounts.
So, and then on this side, we kind of explain the process of taxidermy and how it's done. So the different parts that go into it, the teeth and the tongues and the eyes.
Hello?
Not all taxidermy is good taxidermy. Just one Google search for the words bad taxidermy is entertaining to say the least, if not downright scary. But taxidermy in the hands of a true artist can create something downright incredible. And with the right skills, can make something like this look like this.
So most of our mounts are probably between 30 to over 100 years old. And this is the predator-prey room, so it focuses on the different characteristics and adaptations of predators and prey.
As I look around here, like the first thing that strikes me is that all of this is funded by $100. This is an educational place that so far has not spoken about hunting at all. It's not about anything other than education here. And it's like I always say, hunting is about way more than killing. This is proof. It's awesome. That is so cool. It's hard to believe that thing even existed.
And this entire museum would not exist without SCI founder C.J. McElroy. Besides being a businessman, McElroy was a devoted conservationist and author. Over his 50-year hunting career, he hunted on 6 continents, more than 70 times in Africa alone, and he took over 400 different species of animals. But his legacy is about so much more than those statistics, and this museum alone is proof of that.
So this is the C.J. McElroy room.
Oh, cool.
And this is actually a replica of what his living room used to look like.
And look at that kudu. Is that awesome or what?
And that's the cool thing about this room is we use it as a comparative species gallery, so you can see all the different types and then compare them to the deer family, for example, over on that wall.
Yeah.
You see the differences between deer and antelope, and it's really good teaching for kids to understand the difference between horns and antlers.
Absolutely.
And, yeah.
A lot of people would walk into this room and be kind of creeped out by the amount of dead heads and eyes looking at you. But me, I see in this room not only like proof of how diverse our earth is and all the animals, but I also, every one of these animals is a story, an incredible story of an incredible guy. And it just makes me just wish that I could have had one beer with C.J. McElroy. Because that guy's got some stories. Holy moly.
It's 6 in the morning and the game begins now. Now we head for the border. Now we cross the border. Now we go into Old Mexico, and within a few hours we'll be hunting turkeys. And I'm excited. I had a hard time sleeping last night.
We're like 20 minutes south of the border, and already it's like another world down here, and I love it so much. We stopped at this roadside stand for some necessities. Number one being fresh tortillas.
This is so cool. I don't care how many times I come to Mexico, there is something about a working cattle ranch that's been here for hundreds of years. Life is good. I'm here!
After getting settled in camp, we wasted no time changing clothes and getting loaded up and ready to hunt. My buddy and guide Matt Woodward knows these turkeys and this area well. But for me, on the other hand, this is all brand new. I've never hunted Gould's turkeys before, and I don't know exactly what it was I was expecting, but it didn't take long to see that this is not the kind of turkey hunting I'm used to back home.
I've hunted a lot of turkeys in my life, but I've never hunted anywhere like this. It's hard to even believe that there are turkeys here, like cactus, rocks, and mesquite trees.
Regardless of the cacti and the dust, there are definitely turkeys around here somewhere. Now we just had to find them, which is proving easier said than done.
We've been hunting for 3 or 4 hours now. Day one, no luck, no gobbles, nothing. It's hot, you know, to be expected, but I think that's about to change. Because, look what I just found.
A lucky horseshoe.
Hey, see? It's good luck. We might not be able to call in any turkeys, but we have had pretty good luck with the horses. It's the little things.
After a long day today, I was excited to get back to camp and get to what is usually my favorite part of any trip, the food part. And on tonight's menu is authentic Mexican carne asada. And you can't have that without first starting a fire. Carne asada literally translates in Spanish to grilled meat, but traditional carne asada is so much more than that. A lot of people will tell you that carne asada is all about the marinade. Every family has a different recipe, but it usually involves some sort of combination of soy sauce, cilantro, garlic, chili powder, cumin, paprika, pepper, and oregano. Then you take either a flank or a skirt steak and you put it in that marinade for at least 12 hours. And then you grill it over red-hot wood coals.
I love the Mexican joint at home. It has carne asada. And then there's carne asada in Old Mexico after hunting turkeys amongst the cactus with a cold Mexican beer and a good buddy. That's real carne asada. And nothing at that Mexican joint is ever gonna be as good or taste the same, I can tell.
fresh tortillas, authentic carne asada, cold beer with old friends and new ones. This is what hunting camp is supposed to be like, and it's the perfect way to bring my first day back in Sonora to an end.
It's 4 in the morning, and I'm quickly reminded that sometimes turkey hunting is painful. Luckily for me, tortillas and coffee for breakfast. That's something I do every day. I think I'm into it. I might do this at home.
With the exception of where I am, this turkey hunting is just like everywhere else. Get up early and start calling. If the birds don't answer, you move to a new spot and try again. Cross some fences and call again. Cross a river and keep calling. Cross hills and hilltops through deep brush and call some more. Scare some cows. More calling. We set up some decoys and did some calling and managed to call in some curious cows. But through all of that, the one thing we didn't see or hear were some turkeys. But that's okay with me.
I gotta be honest, after doing this just a couple of hunts now, I'm immediately falling in love with this Mexico turkey hunting thing, even though the birds aren't cooperating. What is it about these birds in this place that keeps you coming back every year?
It's got to be the places that they take us. Turkeys are amazing and fun to hunt all over the place. And this is just a really interesting place to hunt them. So,
Yeah, cactus and rocks.
Everywhere. We're up on these high plateaus of
If
just
you'd have told me
barren
there were
rock.
turkeys here, I wouldn't have believed you.
Yeah, exactly. Most folks wouldn't believe that it's turkey country. And so it's the places that they take us. I fell for Mexico 20 plus years ago and have just been enthralled with it ever since and just love it down here. And it's just another opportunity to spend a week in Mexico as well.
Mexico gets in your blood
it
and
gets in
kinda
your blood
doesn't
and,
leave, does
Yeah,
it?
that's for sure. So
It's almost like coos deer hunting for turkeys.
Yeah, they're up in rugged, rough country, rocks, and just bizarre country to find turkeys in, that's for sure.
So for you, Mexico's about coos deer and sheep and turkey.
Coos deer, sheep,
not necessarily
turkey,
tequila.
The big desert muleys as well.
Not so much
It's not really
tequila?
the tequila for me, but no, it's...
It's tequila for me.
On this particular ranch in my beloved Sonora, they don't produce tequila, but I did find out that they do produce something else that you can drink.
No, huijolos.
No, he just asked us if we've seen any turkey.
Yeah.
No turkeys, but we do have this. So what are they gonna do with the milk here?
Making cheese, making queso fresca, making a fresh cheese.
Which is a total staple.
Absolutely,
For
absolutely.
their
Absolute
cuisine here,
staple
right?
down here in Sonora.
This cowboy milks 20 of these cows every single day, and how he does it is ingeniously simple. He separates the mama cows and the calves. Then he pulls one calf out at a time. The mother of that particular calf steps out from the herd and allows her baby to begin to feed, which in turn starts the flow of milk. Then the cowboy steps in and fills his bucket. He does this over and over again until each cow has been milked. And obviously, the cows seem to know the system and seem to be fine with it.
It's pretty cool to watch because literally, this is life or death for these guys. This is it.
Absolutely.
These cows are everything. Plus, I want hair like that guy. It's the coolest dude I know.
4 o'clock in the morning on the 3rd day. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little frustrated and a little tired. And I have a lucky horseshoe in the back pocket of my turkey vest to remind me that good luck is yet to come. Today's the day.
My 3rd morning in Sonora, Mexico, hunting for Gould's turkey is going just like all the rest. We called and listened. We moved and called and moved and called some more. I was starting to think there were no turkeys here at all, but the other guys in camp on the other side of the ranch, they were covered up in turkeys. Regardless, my morning came and went without a turkey being heard or seen. Apparently that lucky horseshoe I found isn't so lucky after all. And speaking of horses, back at camp, Somebody was getting lucky, and it wasn't me.
For you, my love, I will do anything. Baby, I love you.
Okay, Mr. TV Man, what did you think about that performance of this horse?
I thought that horse did a great job. Bravo! Now, that's something you don't see every day. Kids, if you're watching and you don't understand what happened there, ask your parents. I'm not going to explain it.
That afternoon, we headed to a new spot high on a cliff to glass and call. And while we were looking for gobblers, we found something else really special that I'll never forget.
Dude, what's this?
Wow, that is a metate. That's a grinding stone. So this is where you would grind grains and maize or corn
with a stick.
With a stone, actually. The stone was called the mano, the hand piece, right? So you have metate and mano is the two-piece set. Somewhere up on this hill probably is a very smooth stone that fits in here perfectly. So this has obviously been broken, and you take that rock and you just grind it out, and you
can actually see the grooves.
Yeah, you can see the grooves and like a wear pattern, and then feel how this has been
so smooth,
aged for years, but it's very smooth down.
That's unbelievable. I can literally picture like an old grandma here
a little rock, just
doing
grinding grain down, and
that gives me goosebumps. That's incredible.
The metate is an ancient tool that has been around since as early as 5000 BC. The shapes and sizes have varied in different regions from North to South America, but they are all used for grinding materials such as corn and other grains. And they're even still used today in certain parts of rural Mexico. The signs were everywhere that we had stumbled upon a place where indigenous people or a family group lived long, long ago. And it was easy to see why they liked this place. This high cliff was defensible strategically, and there was fresh water running below. But there was one thing that we found that left both Matt and I puzzled.
I can't for the life of me figure out what they would have been doing with these 6-foot diameter circles grooved into the ground. But as we look over here, you've got another one, a faint one right there. You've got another one right up there behind us.
Being up here and stumbling upon this in the middle of a hunt just drives home what I always say, that for me, this thing that we call hunting, this outdoor lifestyle, is not just about killing. It's about this. Because I never would have found this or stumbled upon it or had Matt, introduce it to me if it weren't for hunting. And I haven't killed a bird. This is one of my favorite trips I've ever done. And this is one of the reasons why.
I've been in Sonora, Mexico, hunting for Gould's turkey for the past 4 days. I'm hunting with my friend Matt Woodward, and he tells me that normally the birds are everywhere on this ranch. But for some reason, this year the birds are nowhere to be found, with the exception of one small flock of birds that our other friends in camp have been seeing the last few days on the other side of the ranch. To put it plainly, I'm running out of time. So those hunters and I have decided to circle our wagons and focus solely on that flock of birds. We know where the birds have roosted the last few nights, so this evening we set up on both sides of the ridge that they fly down from. The idea is that surely those birds have to walk past one of us, right? And after an hour of sitting, the plan kind of works. About 200 yards away, we see a hen, and then a gobbler, and a few more birds. But they never make it any closer, and then about 30 minutes later, we painfully watch them all fly into the trees. The silver lining, though, is that we now know exactly where those birds are. And with only one morning left, we need all the help we can get. If I've learned one thing over all of my travels and all of my hunts, it's not over until you're in the truck headed to the airport.
Oh, there's a bird. She's flying down right there.
I'm set up just 60 yards away from the tree that we saw the birds roost last night. And the gobblers are going nuts. My friends are about 100 yards on the other side of the tree. and it's anybody's guess where these birds might go. Suddenly, one of the hens flies down just 20 yards away.
We just need that gobbler to do the same thing.
Conventional wisdom should tell you that one of those gobblers should show up any second. And then the silence of the morning is broken by this.
Oh, those boys just got lucky. Yeah, that's awesome. Man, I thought it was going down when that hen flew down here, that gobbler. We snuck in here like ninjas. We were 60 yards away from those goblin birds, gobbling their heads off in the trees. And it was a 50-50 thing. We went to this side of that roostery, they went to that side, and they decided to fly the opposite direction. Bad for me, good for them.
And good for them
You lucky bastard.
is still good for me.
About time we got them
I love it. Congratulations.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed that I'm technically going home empty-handed, but the truth is that I've pulled the trigger on enough turkeys in my life that going home with the memory of walking up with my buddy Tony on his first ever Gould's turkey feels almost like I pulled the trigger myself.
Gorgeous.
Sitting next to that bird, I can't help but think about the fact that even the great CJ McElroy must have come home empty-handed plenty of times, and his trophy room was pretty darn impressive. So for now, I'll let Tony have all the smiles, but you can bet your ass that I'll be back to visit my girlfriend Sonora real soon.